Well, on to the details now. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold summit talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. PM Modi arrived in Moscow on Monday on a two-day visit to Russia. He was received by the first Deputy Prime Minister of Russia and accorded ceremonial welcome. PM Modi also met members of Indian diaspora. Take a look.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Moscow to great fanfare. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was received by Russia's first Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov at the Vnukovo II Airport and was accorded a ceremonial welcome upon his arrival. After landing in Moscow, Prime Minister Modi on a social media post said, "Looking forward to further deepening the special and privileged strategic partnership between our nations, especially in futuristic areas of cooperation. Stronger ties between our nations will greatly benefit our people." After reaching the hotel in Moscow, Prime Minister Modi received a traditional warm welcome from the Indian diaspora. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin will engage in private talks, followed by delegation-level discussions led by both leaders. India and Russia are currently preparing a series of outcome documents across various areas, which will be a result of the summit.
Prime Minister has a packed schedule. He'll be attending the 22nd annual summit. He will have restricted and delegation-level talks, and he will meet the Indian community. He will address the Indian community members and also visit Rosatom, an exhibition space.
The Prime Minister is also scheduled to meet with the Indian community in Russia on Tuesday and lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier in the Kremlin. Additionally, a visit to the Rosatom Pavilion at the Moscow exhibition venue is on the agenda. The 22nd annual summit between India and Russia will provide an opportunity for both leaders to review the full spectrum of bilateral issues, including defense, trade, investment, energy cooperation, science and technology, education, culture, and people-to-people exchanges.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be accompanied by Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Atom Exhibition Center here in Moscow. Now, this exhibition center showcases the history of achievement of the Soviet Union in the nuclear industry that goes much beyond weapons and also focuses on medicines and digital industry. The two leaders will also be looking at the history of the nuclear industry from the Soviet era to the modern times and the cooperation between the two countries. The Prime Minister will also be interacting with students, both Indian and Russian, tomorrow here at this center. This is Jessica Thaneja with video journalist Shubham in Moscow for DD India.
Well, the Russian President Putin hosted a private dinner for PM Modi at his country home on the outskirts of Moscow. Both the leaders got an opportunity away from the public glare to focus on more sensitive issues on the agenda. And DD India's Jessica Thaneja joins us from Moscow for more. Well, Jessica, good morning. If we talk about yesterday's PM Modi and Putin informal camaraderie meet at dinner, can you give us an overall on it? And as Putin appreciated and congratulated PM Modi, and PM Modi replied, and I quote, "You are right, I have only one goal, it is the people and my country."
Well, yes, he met with the Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday, and the dinner hosted by him. It has been an eventful day and a packed schedule for the Prime Minister, focused on the India-Russia ties, the historic ties. And of course, as Russian President Vladimir Putin calls Prime Minister Modi a time-tested friend, and this visit has certainly reinforced those ties further. And remember, this is his first visit to Moscow and almost first visit in the last 5 years as well. So a crucial meet today. We'll expect a packed schedule towards the day as well, where he would be going to the Kremlin, he would be receiving the highest honor, and of course later, first starting with interaction with the diaspora.
All right. Also, Jessica, can you please tell us as to how is Prime Minister Modi's day planned for today, and also about the honor to be bestowed on him?
Well, as I just pointed out, he will start his day by interacting with the community here. The Indian diaspora awaits Well, that interaction would be crucial. We've already seen people come in. The hundreds are expected to gather in the hall to see the Prime Minister. Once that is over, he will head to the Rosatom Exhibition Center, where he will be accompanied by the Russian President. After that, he will go to the Kremlin, hold delegation level. There'll be delegation level talks and restricted talks as well. After that, we can expect some announcements later in the day.
All right. Also, Jessica, what all can be expected from the formal India-Russia talks today?
Well, expect a lot of focus on the economic ties. Of course, energy and defense sector have dominated the bilateral trade at this point. But of course, let's also understand what all could be taken up. There are many other industries that demand attention at this point, particularly pharmaceuticals, the textile industry, the chemicals industry, fertilizers as well. So expect a lot of discussion on that. And when we talk about energy, of course, that is also going to surface on how India has been able to drive its economic engine through discounted Russian crude. So that will be something to watch out for as well.
All right. Also, another emerging issue with the recruitment of Indians to work as Russian military is also very important. Can something be expected over that?
Absolutely, Lipakshi. Well, there will be a mention of the Indians who've been recruited and were sent here, coerced into working in the front lines, and of course that will be coming up, and India has said that this issue will be taken up seriously and ensure their safe return home.
All right, Jessica, thank you so much for all that update from there.